Raya's going in for a killing blow like this. That's like the worst way, or like this? No, she had it on this shoulder. I can't tell because, okay, I'm looking at her. Okay, whatever. Hey guys, my name is Laura. I'm the CEO of Fire and Steel. We are a weaponry specialty company here in Canada. And today I've been asked to analyze a weaponry fight sequence from pop culture. Whether it be movies, TV show, anime, I'm not sure what was selected for me, but I guess we'll just jump in and take a look. I'm excited. This is a Raya clip that was selected for me. So I'm hyped to see this because of the Asian representation in animation. I realized all that rhymes. Anyway, I'm always really excited whenever an animated fight sequence is chosen for me because a lot of times, a lot more weird, fantastical things can happen in these fight sequences. Yeah, like fireballs and stuff like that, so. She's walking up this temple. You can tell that she's getting ready to basically level this entire place.
Namari! Let's finish this.
This looks like a wavy, double-edged sword. More or less straight, so it's not supposed to be like a curved saber or anything like that. It seems like Namari has two smaller daggers that she's fighting with. When you're fighting against a dual-wielding opponent, it is very different. It's very difficult too, I would say, because you have to watch their offhand because they could be distracting you with one hand and then going in for something different with their other hand. In my opinion, it is the most difficult to fight against a dual-wielding opponent, especially an opponent that uses two knives. With knives, it's harder to detect where exactly they're gonna go. In addition, I think that a lot of times people take for granted the fact that our attention spans as human beings, it's very limited. That's how magicians work, and that's how, sleight of hand works, because you're looking here and then something's happening over here, but your brain can't process two things happening at the same time properly. So it is really difficult to fight against Namari in this case. So I can really appreciate Raya doing her best here because it is so easy to do something here and then come in for a strike on the other side. Obviously, I think Disney doesn't want to kill Raya, but I feel like there's been a lot of openings here. Namari, if she was like wanting to do some damage. Oh, whoa, okay, whoa. So Raya's sword did what I call a Zabimaru from Bleach. Unlike Renji's sword in Bleach, this one does not have bladed edges coming out of it. So all it can do when you shoot it out is it acts like a rope dart. She should be thrusting it at Namari, almost like an extended spear, so like a Viper Strike again. But she instead decided to collapse a wall, I think? There's no hooks on this sword, so that wouldn't have happened. That's some really cheap, like, garbage wall. I call bullshit on this scene. But I realize I'm calling bullshit on a scene that's like an animated movie and the sword can't exist in real life anyway. I realize the irony of that as well. She just got a wall brought down on her face and she's completely fine. She's just getting up with like fantastic hair. Her earrings are completely intact and her clothing is completely clean. I think that Namari should just ditch the daggers. She doesn't need the daggers. She can just like throw her like face around and then do a lot more damage, because if she can take the full force of a wall coming down on her, I think that she'll be fine. Oh, okay, so Raya just disarmed one of her blades. So now Namari was previously, I would argue, in the advantageous position, but now when one of her daggers is disarmed, she's at a disadvantage. There's easier ways to disarm a person with a dagger. Literally just struck the wrist or like without even a weapon, you'll be very, very surprised. They show you this in Krav Maga, how easy it is to disarm a person with a dagger or a knife. All you have to do is apply just a little bit of a light like slap on the wrist, and the knife will go flying out of your hand. It's not actually hard. So I think Raya did it the hard way, but okay, whatever. Like obviously you have to make it look a lot more dramatic on film, right? She's like going at it like it's like a baseball bat or something. It's alarming how in real life, very little force is required to chop things up, especially if your sword is sharpened and has, you know, a certain level of quality to the steel being used to produce the sword. It doesn't actually take a lot of effort. So her posing like this, as if she needs to baseball strike something out of like the park, it's really not necessary. I hate to say it, but if she wanted to kill Namaari, it doesn't actually take that much force to be lethal. Okay, obviously this is Disney though, so nothing's gonna happen. She's having her moment, crying. Okay, well, okay, fine, Namaari's a good person, but that would be my moment where I would be like, bam! In the face, done, end of movie.
Is that supposed to make me feel better?
So let's talk right now about wavy blades, because you don't actually see wavy blades in real life historically for many reasons.
You will not set foot on the Dragon Gem's inner circle.
One of the reasons are that it would be impossible to put them in a scabbard without them locking. So I actually have an example here of a sword that's not a wavy blade. This is the Baihu Genji blade from Overwatch, the video game. We don't actually have a replica of the Raya sword. Not yet, anyway.
I can't just make another one.
But you're a dragon.
I'm not like the best dragon.
Yeah, it's a pretty sword. You can imagine how if this sword was wavy, you're not actually adding much in terms of functionality, because Raya's sword was more or less a straight sword in the sense that it was a double-edged sword, sort of like this, but it had the waves on it, right? The waves itself does not add much in terms of slashing pressure, in terms of slashing functionality. It definitely does not add anything in terms of thrusting power or in terms of thrusting functionality either. So most of the times when you see a wavy sword, it's more used for decorative purposes. And especially, like I said in the video, it's really bad when it comes to trying to unsheath it from a scabbard. You can imagine in a battle setting, freaking out, you really have to unsheath your sword, and then suddenly it locks because you have to like unsheath it in a special way in order to get it out of the scabbard. Obviously, it would have to be a very specially made scabbard. This scabbard is a straight scabbard, and you know, this sword came out pretty easily, but yeah, just visualize that for a second. It's not practical, because then you'll have a scabbard that's like 2 times the width, which is very bulky. In the field, you want it to be as light as possible. So all in all, Raya's sword is really, really cool, but would not be that practical in real life. But what do I know? I mean, like, she did have like a Zabimaru style sword that can apparently hook down walls, so I mean, that's pretty damn cool, right?
Hey, wanna help us save the world?
Thanks so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed what you just watched, please check out the links in the description down below. And like always, please consider subscribing and comment. Let us know what you think. We also have a lot of other videos. Please check them out. I know that you guys have mentioned a lot of times that you guys wanted to see some of these things demonstrated. So we have a lot of videos demonstrating how these actually do function. And we have a lot of videos of the behind the scenes at Fire and Steel. So thank you so much. See you guys next time.